Hi everybody and welcome back to C64 Sunday. I'm Zerfall, and today we're going to be playing a game cracked by Remember, as most games that I play are. Game number 65 in the C64 Top 100 with a score of 8.4 and a total of 192 votes on the 1164 Top 100 as of August 2014. This game is Stunt Racer, and as much as I'm enjoying this, let's go ahead and get game loading. So this game was created by Geoffrey Crammond, and the graphics and title screen were done by John Cumming. The game came out in 1989 by Microstyle, and if you look at the box art for Microstyle, it says Microstyle Games for Adults. Now, as much as this is a game for adults, it's not a game for adults in the style that you may think. It's not like you go racing, and when you win, a lady shows you her tatas, as some games might have been back in the day. This is just, they thought, a style of game that adults would prefer over children. It's not all colorful, it's not all that. It's a simulator. Now, it's a stunt race simulator, which makes no sense. We're going to skip the training aspect of this. We're going to go right to the high score. And it is a league-based game. We're going to start a single-player league and call ourselves Zerfall. Well, I guess I'm going to call myself Zerfall. This is a game that came out late enough in the C64 that when you're meant to use a joystick to play it, they still let you type your name with the keyboard. And you can see we're in Division 4 here, which has the two tracks, Humpback and Little Ramp. We're going to be racing Jumpin' Jack and Roadhog. Now, you got to be careful when you're racing the CPU, because they can bump you off the road if you try to pass them the wrong way. Let's go ahead and get this started. And the first race, we're actually going to be in the third race. So they've already raced each other twice, and we're going to be going up against Jumping Jack. So once we finish this race, we're going to find out sort of how we place. Hopefully we win. This is the little ramp. You can see, actually, it's interesting because you can see there's clearly a hump there as well. The little ramp, you got to be going roughly, I think 170 or 17 it shows on your thing as. But as we turn, so you can see there's a little jump. And then there's a big jump. The big jump here with a hump, you have to make a little tiny jump over it. And then if you don't want to crash into that top plateau, you got to be going either incredibly fast or slow enough that you don't jump up and hump down and nosedive directly into the track, I guess. Now the track is raised in most places, so you got to be careful because you can fall off of it. I have successfully fallen off, bounced, and landed back on the track on a corner once. But that is a very rare situation. We're having a drop start. That means that as soon as you hit the ground, you're starting, but that first bump, it's not the actual start. This is. Let's crank our turbo. If we can just get a tiny bit ahead of this guy. Oh, he's trying to cut us off. What a jerk. Alright, we didn't have the best start here. And like I said, you got to be careful when you're passing them because they can bump into you. But we did get ahead of them just enough in time for this corner. That lead should hopefully just continue to get better and better. So like I said, for this one you only need to be going about 17 to make this jump right, which will slow down a little bit on the way up, but you'll see that gets us to land just before we only took a little bit of damage. Just before the ramp ended. So you can see the damage gauges at the top. We got a crack going across our chassis. Now, I don't know if it lines up 100% perfect. It looks okay on my screen. Oh shoot, I jumped right off. See, this is no good. He's going to get a chance to get ahead of us now. It's just like Mario Kart. We get airlifted back on, and oh my gosh. They're going to put me right directly before the gap. There's no way I can make this jump. Can I go backwards? Yeah. So this is a little BS-y because I've got to now use my turbo speed to try to get back up over this. That is actually a really cheap move, game. So yeah, see, look, frick. Alright, we got up and over, took a lot of damage, took some structural damage. Maybe we can still pull this out, though. Because we're going to have a chance up here, we're not going to jump too high. So normally, you're in the air for longer there, we're going to turbo it up a little bit here. Alright, let's try not to cut this corner so sharp like I did last time. Be back on track, okay. So there is still the chance, you can see we're gaining ground on him right now. We're going to take a bit of damage doing this, but it's better to take some damage and get back ahead of him than to take no damage at all. We got to be careful with this one though, because it is possible to launch yourself right off the track. We're gonna go straight up and over on this one. Hopefully, too bad. You can see we're taking a lot of slowness because of that, but we're also caught up by 400, probably seconds, maybe meters. I'm not quite sure what it's measured in. But we have taken quite a bit of damage. We can't afford to fall off it this time. There we go. That was a nice jump. Let's not go much faster than that. I don't want to take too much damage on here. There, that wasn't too bad. A little too close to the inside of the track still, I think. We definitely need to crank our turbo here to try to get some boost going. And we only have 14 boosts left, as seen at the bottom left corner. I'm going to take this a little bit faster. We do have the fastest lap now, though. So we will get 1 point at least. Managed to stay on the track. I was a little worried there. I thought I was going to start flipping out. Alright, we're going to stop about there. It's going a little bit too fast. But all of the crack damage will be repaired in between rounds. The structural damage, the hole in it, oh man, that never gets fixed. So, you know what? We're going to lose this race for sure. However, I'm not one to give up. So, even though we're going to lose the race by about 500, yeah, race lost. Stay on the track here. That's okay. Nobody's perfect. So, our crack across the top, if it gets all the way to the end, you get wrecked and you lose the race. However, we did get the best lap. So, he gets 2 points, we get 1 point. And, ooh, it's not good. He's won 2 races. Now, luckily, they both lost. Well, yeah. They both have a win, so that means they both have a loss. So as long as we win the last 3 races we have, we still have a chance to win this. They also both only have 1 lap, fastest lap, against each other. So that means that we still have a chance to win. We're against Jumping Jack again, but this time we're playing Humpback. And on this, you can rotate to see more. So you can see there's the big humpback there. And actually, if you hit that ramp at the bottom at the right speed, you kind of coast over top of the whole ramp and land back on the other side where you can boost down. However, there is one spot where I don't think we can zoom in. They do have... Hard to find it here. Yeah, there it is right there. There's a little bump left there you can see where as soon as you come down from this hump here, which would be the second hump, I believe, they have a little hole in the ground to try to mess you up. Hopefully we don't have a problem with that. We beat Jumping Jack this time. We got to beat him. Because if we beat him, he has a loss, and then that means we're tied with him for losses, except for that we won the fastest lap in their last race. So that might be the game changer. Jumping Jack is actually our #1 competitor. Let's get our engine revved up as fast as possible here before we start going. Alright, turbo styles. Come on, drop me down. You're wasting my turbo. Alright, we got out in front of him. Oh no, he's neck and neck with us. Oh, that's us bumping into him there. Alright, we got out in front. And you'll see, it is possible to bounce going uphill. However, because of the humpness of it, we're not going to take much damage coming down. You actually can take a little bit more damage coming into the corners because I guess your shocks bounce enough that you take damage from bouncing into the ground. Going around the corner. Nice little hump there. So it's after this next hump we have to be careful when we come out of it that we're going fast enough to make a jump. Alright, we're 25 ahead of him. Let's try to keep that number going here. So after this turn, I think we have the next hump. He is actually racing better than he was last time. The only reason why he won the last race was because of our own shenanigans. Nope, that was the bump there. Okay, so it's the first hump and then a turn. So there should be another hump after this. He luckily made it over that. Would have been amazing if he didn't. There's a lap. So I guess the one hump isn't as big as I thought. It looked on the thing. It is the second hump. I guess this is the first hump. I guess there were 2 humps. Those lovely lady lumps. Check them out. So pretty much we want to use our turbo whenever we get a little bit of a flat straight away, or on those big jumps right before you hit, like, as long as you keep tapping the turbo when you're on the ground and letting go of it when you're in the air, just so you're not wasting it. We're gonna take some big damage there, but you know what? That's okay. Now, should have this race relatively in hand as long as I don't mess it up. So yes, this is the second hump here. It doesn't seem like much of a hump, mainly because as you come out of the turn, you do it. So right around this corner, we're going to have that little jump. We've got to make sure we don't bounce into it. We're going on okay speed for it. Oh, that was close. See, that's the problem, is as you come out of those turns, you hit a bit of a bump. So if you're going too fast, you could accidentally bump directly into that hole. We only have to get past it one more time. We're not doing too bad here. And like I said, if we get going fast enough out of this, we'll gracefully glide directly over this whole hump. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah, we did it! Check that out! No damage at all and a nice speed. Now you do lose a bit of speed doing that, but not as much as you would going up the hill because of friction, gravity. So, try to hold it together here. Okay, little jump. Oh, we landed in the downward one on that, so that actually wasn't too bad. We're going at pretty good speed for that part of the course. And I'm sure if you go online, you could probably find a guide that says, hey, this is the speed to be going when you hit this ramp. This is the speed to be going when you hit this corner. When you exit this corner. I'm sure someone's made a guide for the ideal speeds for not taking damage. But not taking damage and getting the fastest time isn't always the same thing. Are we going to make this? Yeah, oh, a bit of a roll going there, but we held it together. As soon as we come out of this turn, we should be hitting the finish line, and that should be all she wrote for Jumping Jack this time. Oh, shoot! Is that going to count? Oh, but we took a structural damage. You can see, now we have two of them. If those go all the way to the left, it's done. Your car's wrecked. What are you going to do? Not much. So we got two more races to go here. And let's look at the wiki real quick. So the results, we get 3 points. Now you see we've already passed Roadhog. Now we have to fight Roadhog twice. Jumping Jack has already done his 4 races. So we realistically just need to get one more point than Jumping Jack, because now he's lost 2 races. Right? 1-2 he's lost 2. Roadhog we can afford to lose 1 race to, but if we beat him once, and we get the best lap in both races, the worst we can do is tie. So I'm not too worried about this. We're going to start off with the little ramp again. If I don't fall off the track this time, we should be fine. Now, C64 games, 2011, this game got a score of 9 out of 10. Cult Boy got a score of 8.79, around the same time. In issue 10 of 89 of ASM, the game got a 9 out of 12. In the same issue of Happy Computer, that wasn't the actual same issue, but the same issue number, so it probably would have been October. Oh, we got to be careful here. He'd bump us right off the track. All right, we got ahead of him. Come on the inside. All right, not too bad. Let's get up to 17. Happy Computer, it got 81%, so that's 8 out of 10 again, pretty much. And Zap64, issue 12 of 1989, gave this game a 94%. And it is a pretty good game. The frame rate's a little bit low. You know, it's hard to imagine that this is actually animating, because it's not. However, despite this, you know what, maybe I'll try to take this jump a little bit slower than normal and speed boost once I get to the top. Did it at 14. A little less damage, but I think we can get a little more speed coming out of the corner this way. Well, maybe that is the better way to do it. Definitely took less damage. This next lap should be a little faster just because we started going fast already. So we should have this guy beat hands down, as long as we're paying attention. Anyways, yeah, 94. This game is pretty good. Like, and the speed that it runs at is playable. it by no means looks like it's animating amazingly. However, it does look... Oh, this is going to be some damage right here. That wasn't too bad. We didn't take a structural. It's far from unplayable. There are a couple things that may have improved things, but it may have taken away precious cycles. Oh, don't fall off, don't fall off. Barely kept it together there. I'll let it slow down. Little jump. Doing a little bit of catch up, but I think we land and can turbo style this corner. It's gonna be better for us. Go back towards the center a little bit better. Yeah, and we definitely improved our lap time that time. So, gotta be careful here. Trying to go for an even faster lap time, but I don't want to accidentally go flying off the edge here. Now we'll take this one as hard as we can. Yeah, it might have taken away precious cycles. I mean, they bothered with the flames in the engine, but I wish the wheels would turn a little bit. Change the spread of the wheel when you turn left and right. I mean, they took the time to have them animating like they're spinning. And I'm sure that's just 2 or 3 frames. Probably just... But it just would have been a little bit nice to have, you know, they animate when they hit the ground. They have the shocks and everything, but they just don't turn when you turn the wheel, which is a little bit disappointing, considering how much other animation they put into it. But overall, it's still pretty hefty. Race 1. Oh, we almost had the exact same speed as last time. It's a pretty cool game, I think. And I think we're going to be able to win this season. I wonder what some of the critics might have said back in the day. That is something we can figure out. So we are now in first place. The only person that could beat us, I don't think anybody could. We could lose once to Roadhog. If we completely lost this race, we would lose. We'd get no points. He would get 3 points. We would win. We've got in front of him. There's no way for us to lose. So we can have a nice, relaxing, try to go as fast as possible run. Me. Alright, drop start. Let's try to get going here. Apparently, there were a couple cheats for the game. One of them includes extending the draw distance. It lets you see further down the track. Now, it's not like the draw distance is horrible in this game. Most of the time, you can see far enough ahead to know what's going on, but I can imagine on some of the more maybe twisty tracks, it could be a little harder to which, if you're using an emulator, it would be pretty easy. Now we just smashed through that guy. I don't know how he didn't go flying off the track, but he kept from doing it to us, and so I'll take it. Oh, that's not going to be a good landing. This one won't be too bad. Oh, he's getting ahead of us again. Dude, I'm just going to turbo it right around this corner. Oh, but this is the... Oh, this is the ramp. Okay. I think we're okay for this. Yeah? Oh, that's actually going to be pretty good. Didn't land with any damage. This is the corner, though, that we have to be careful about because it has a little jump at the end. Okay, we landed just enough on the road to keep ourselves in the right zone. Although you can see, in some cases on the corners and stuff, the draw distance is a little bit annoying. But I would imagine you might get some slowdown if you use the draw distance. I don't know how that might work. All in all, this is a very... Oh, we're doing the whole flyby. This is a very... very good race game for the C64. Sure, there aren't tons of tracks. And I don't believe there is an editor available for this. But I wouldn't be surprised if some clever hackers would be able to program some new tracks pretty easily. We're eating through our turbo pretty quick here, but it doesn't seem to matter. Maybe we'll get a new record for a lap. compared to last time. Oh, no! No! Get back over! Too late! Oh boy. Well, we didn't take a oh, yes we did. Structural damage. Still crashing. Holy cow. Is he gonna catch up? And this is the worst part. You're like, it's so slow, just get me back on the track. Yes, we were far enough. Oh, come on, buddy. Oh, he shot us right off the track. What a road hog. Oh, we are gonna get wrecked. What a jerk. Look at him go now. 300 meters ahead. Wow. I suppose I should have waited to get dropped on the track until after he passed by, but I didn't think that he was just gonna crash right into the back of us with no ill repercussions for himself. Well, that really blows. Alright, well. Yeah, we're wrecked. There was no way we were going to make it to the end after those two smashes off. So, Geoff Crammond, he's the one that programmed this game, created it, and I think he did a great job. I'm sure that the Amiga version looks way better. It may run smoother, but it stands up on the C64. This game is completely playable. It doesn't have so much slowdown, right? If you're using an emulator and you increase the draw distance, you can increase the emulation speed to compensate for it. Cheats page here. And yeah, if you go to the C64 wiki, they will give you a little guide that gives you help on how to beat the thing. And they do say on here, the humpback, it says full throttle low altitude flight over the humps is faster than to keep constant road contact. After the second ridge comes unclear curve gap curve combination, during which you'd better drive more cautiously. So, you know, they're pretty easy to figure it on your own if you want. We have won the division, and like I said, we managed to win despite losing that last thing. If we had finished that second lap, we probably would have had the fastest lap speed, but bashed us right off. The changes now is the promotion for Zerfall. So now, if you look at these stats, for Big Ramp and Stepping Stones, you have Max Booster, High Flyer, and Zerfall, and whoever was the last place in Division 3 has been kicked down to Division 4, and that's how that works. You can just keep playing this game to get all the way up to the top, keep working on your high scores, and it does have a save load feature. And, you know, keep your game going. I'm Zerfall, this has been Stunt Racer. I think it's a pretty cool game, and I think you should check it out.